What's going on? I'm Johnny DeBalso with Triumphant, and we're going to do my 2024 Eagleman 70.3 race recap. I'm going to do a really short version right now for anyone that wants to check out this video real quick. I finished the race in 4 hours, 30 minutes, 59 seconds. My swim was okay, the bike was a PR, the run was a PR. If you're thinking about doing this race, go ahead and sign up for it because it was a really great race and I really recommend it. So that's it, race recap, done. Get out of here. Okay, now if you're sticking around, you're my kind of people. So let's talk. Let's nerd out on this race a little bit because it was a really good race and I did have a blast. And I do recommend it and all that good stuff. But we're going to get into all the details of how the race went for me, what I thought about it, what I thought about the course. Yeah, just my performance overall and things maybe I could have done better, things I did do better. Okay, I'm not going to get into all the pre-race stuff because I did do a weekly vlog leading up to the race. So if you really want to go check that out, go ahead. Not important. This is the important video. So, but yeah, I did do the pre-race thing with the athlete check-in and all that, but which we did get these cool shirts. I actually really like, there we go, really like this shirt. So kudos to Ironman for upping their participant shirt game. I do like this. Got my finisher hat. Obviously, I don't even know if, do we wear these things? Do we think these are cool? I'm not sure. I'm wearing it, but I don't know. I'm not so sure if I like it or not, but it's all right. Did get a little bumper sticker here for the car. I'm starting to get too many of these on the car though. I don't want to be that guy. So, but I always got to get the sticker. Got the sticker, of course. Got the mug. Got the water bottle. But I did do good this time. That's about all I got. So, good on me there. I didn't spend too much money in the Ironman store. But anyways, one cool thing I did get to take advantage of was last year I was working towards getting into this all-world athlete program where they give you free stickers. Yeah, but anyways, so what that does is that gives you a low bib number, which gives you better bike rack position and transition. So I was bib number 113, which was a very good bib number to have. Nice spot in transition, and yeah, and they give you this swim cap, which I was that guy. I did wear the swim cap. I was debating on it, but I did see other guys and gals wearing them, so I was okay with being that guy. But anyways, just a cool little, I don't know, reward or whatever, something I worked towards last year. I got to see come to fruition this year, and I get to take advantage of it now. So I'm going to try to keep myself from rambling too much. Let's jump into this race, and yeah, I'm trying to do all this from memory. I got a couple little data points to check in on here, but yeah, this will all be based off memory and whatever. So we'll get into it. The race was June 9th. So it was a 6 a.m. start time, and the temperature outside, it was maybe 75 degrees, but it would heat up towards 80, 85 towards noon or whatever. So I was happy with the earlier start time, seeing that. It was not a wetsuit legal swim. The water temperature was like 76.7 degrees. So it was like a half a degree off of being that wetsuit legal, whatever. And if it was wetsuit legal, I would absolutely wear one because I will be quicker with a wetsuit. But if it's not legal, I'm not going to wear it. So, because you were allowed to wear it, but you just wouldn't have qualified for age group awards or world championship slots. And that's the stuff I'm going for. So, yeah. So this would be my first time doing the 70.3 distance without a wetsuit. So I was actually kind of excited to give that a go, be kind of a little mental accomplishment for me. And I knew my swim time would be slower, but I was still projecting to be around maybe 38 minutes for this. If I wore the wetsuit, I was thinking I'd do it in 35 minutes. But yeah, we get in line to do the swim start there. You seed yourself based on where you project to finish. So yeah, I just got in with the group I was supposed to be with and get in the water and just start going. And everything feels good. The water feels pretty choppy, but not horrible. So there was like 3 turn buoys. You pretty much do an out, a rectangle on back or whatever. I'm not going to describe the swim course too much, but just say the water was a little bit choppy. There was like a boat exhausty smell going that first stretch there, but I've heard a couple other people complain about that too, so just throwing that out there. But yeah, it was just something I was like, oh, this is odd. But anyways, my swim was going good, the stroke felt good, my pace felt good, but my watch wasn't giving me that 500-yard beep whenever I was expecting it to. And then by the time, because my watch beeps every 500 yards, I'm not really looking at the watch, but I kind of do check in every 500 to see what pace I'm doing. And my first 500 was like 11 minutes or something, or I think like maybe 10 minutes and 30 seconds. So kind of way off the pace I was projecting to be. So that tells me there was some pretty serious current going out. So I turned the buoy, kind of pick up my pace a little bit more, maybe just calm myself down. And then I get my second 500 beep was like a 9:40. So kind of getting back in the range that I'd want to be, but still slow. Because I was projecting to be under 9 minutes for each of these 500 yard intervals. So yeah, a little bit off there, but I was feeling good in the water. My heart rate and everything felt where it needed to be. So didn't think too much of it. The third 500, I think I was in the 9:20 range. So it's like, okay, I'm picking it up a little bit, but I still feel the current kind of pushing me like I'm trying to swim straight, buoy to buoy, but the current's pushing me like sideways, it feels like. So it's like I'm battling to keep myself going straight. And yeah, I get to the last 500 or whatever, I think I was in the 9:30, 9 minute 30 second range for that last beep there, and then get out of the water, hit my watch, and I see it was like 41 minutes. So okay, that sucked. I was just, whatever, you know, what are you gonna do? Get to transition and get on your bike. That's what you do. You don't sit there and worry about it, because you're a better biker, you're a better runner. So go make up your damn time, and yeah, get the swim out of your mind. Because the swim felt good. It was slow for me. To fully cover the swim here, my swim time was 41 minutes 30 seconds was the official time. Most everybody was saying that the swim was slow this year. In fact, at the awards or whatever, the announcer's like, who here had their worst swim today? And everybody raised their hand. And he's like, I thought so. You know, we got a guy that does some calculations, and he was saying that the swim was about 3 minutes slower than it usually would be, you know, for the top, you know, whatever, top guy or whatever. And then if you extrapolate that to slower swimmers, you know, that could be 4 or 5, you know, whatever minutes slower. So it's like, that made me feel pretty good. But to kind of backtrack on that a little bit too, where I placed in my age group in the swim, I think I was like 60 something. So it's like, I'm not where I need to be. Regardless if everybody swims slower, I still was, you know, not even in the top 25%. So I got some work to do there. I'm happy with my swim. I'm proud of where I've made it to so far, but I still have some work to do if I want to be with the top people in my age group. So, and that's the goal. So we'll get there. So, but anyways, that's it for the swim. I got through it, you know, no wetsuit. So there's an accomplishment there. I almost want to call that a PR, because I haven't done that without the wetsuit. And I've had some mental struggles whenever I first started tries, with some panic and all that. So to overcome that, cool. Happy with it, and that's fine. And no jellyfish. There was no jellyfish for the 70.3. They're waiting for the full Ironman. So if you are doing the full Ironman, they're training for you. So sorry. But anyways, so yeah, I get to transition, and where my bike rack is, I pretty much go into transition, go all the way to the left along the fence, and about halfway down, and my bike's right there. Nice spot to find. I knew exactly where to go. I grab my bike, throw on the helmet. My shoes are already clipped into the pedals, so that's it. Get on the bike and go, right? So yeah, I run out of transition, get on the bike, go, start pushing some power. And my target power for this distance is 225 watts. And I wanted to push a little bit more for this race. So at least that's what I was thinking I could do. The bike course is flat, very fast. You know, in my opinion, it was a very fast course. But yeah, my Garmin said there was like 800 feet of elevation, but I'm kind of doubting that, because I didn't see a hill anywhere, unless it was like one of those like false flats where you're actually going uphill, but you don't really notice it. So, which is possible, I guess, but I'm again doubting the 800 feet there. But yeah, so the course was fast, and I got to I was pretty much just having to pick off, a bunch of the faster swimmers right off the get-go. So I'd be, passing on the left and going, and all that was fine. All the riders were pretty respectable as far as that goes. A good thing I'd like to say too is there weren't a lot of draft packs. I've had that issue in the past where people are just forming a peloton to draft. Everybody was pretty fair at this race, so I do applaud the riders in that regard. I mean, there was just congestion. Nobody's fault, congestion at the beginning of the bike. So sometimes you got to pass, 2 or 3 people at once because they're just kind of holding each other up. And I'm trying to go. So the bike's my strong suit. I'm trying to go. But anyway, so I do get about 5 miles in, and I look at my shadow and I see something flapping in the wind, and it's my swim skin that I forgot to take off. So I was just like, I felt like such a bonehead or whatever. So I sit up and I tuck in my swim skin, and it's like, there goes all my aero gains, right? Minus 30 watts for the first 5 miles there. Yeah, I probably look like such a dork. Actually, I probably look badass. Like I had some cape, because I was like all in aero position, had this cape flying, and people are probably like, dang, I need to get one of those. He's flying. That's what I'm gonna go with. I'm just hoping it looked cool. But anyway, so yeah, I tucked in the swim skin, but my swim skin, it's super tight, and it felt like it was like cutting off circulation around my thighs and whatever. So it's like, I don't know. And it probably wasn't. It was probably just my muscles starting to kind of pump up because I was pushing probably 240 watts. I think the first maybe 20 miles of the race, I was pushing pretty heavy because I was passing people. So just trying to push the power and go, and everything felt good. Halfway through, I cut down the watts to maybe 215 or so, and just because the mile per hour I'm pushing everything's like over 25 miles an hour, 26, 27, 28, and it's like, in my head, it's like, okay, this is all tailwind, and we're gonna have some headwind on the way back, so I better back it down a little bit and save myself, because I want to get to the run healthy to see what I could do. I've been having some ankle issues, so I thought that was gonna affect my run. And if I show up to the run with tired, fatigued legs or whatever, that's a recipe for disaster. So I backed it down a little bit, but still just kept plugging away. It wasn't slow by any means. I figured I might want to save myself a little bit. So I did that. Not much to say about the bike. As far as my nutrition, I took in about 100 grams of carbs an hour. And I was taking in sodium salt tablets every 40 minutes. I'd pop 2 of those. So I was getting about maybe 800 milligrams of sodium, or maybe 1,000 milligrams an hour, which I think really helped me out in this race. That was very important for me to focus on. So I did that, and my nutrition plan went good. The water bottle strategy worked well. I didn't stop at the first aid station, I didn't need anything, but the second aid station, I did grab a bottle of water, chug some of that, rinse myself off, pitch the bottle, and that's how I do it. That's how I get my water. And then I did the same at the third aid station, just grab a bottle, and that's it. So yeah, that's about it for the bike. Bike went very good for me. I did the bike in a 2 hour, 16 minute, 4 second time. That is a PR of mine by about 2.5 minutes. And that was 24.8 miles an hour, which is very good. I was expecting to be maybe 24 even there. So yeah, 24.8. I think the fastest bike split was like a 2 hour, 8 minute time. So that's pretty quick. But yeah, I'm very happy with my time. I do feel that I have a bit more to give on the bike. I just need to find that balance of the bike to run ratio here, how much I could push on the bike to save myself for the run. But anyways, so I get back from the bike, get into transition, see my mom and the wife there, so kind of give them a little wave or whatever, and long run into transition. Well, not that long, but run into transition, put the bike down, take off the swim skin, like finally get that thing off. That's like the first thing I wanted to get off, was that stupid swim skin, my cape. But yeah, got that off, got the socks on, got the, you know, running shoes, had the trusty visor on. Yeah, and then get out of transition, start the watch, and you know, just start feeling my legs out for the run here. The run course, it's a double loop course, and a lot of it is on, like, you know, the blacktop asphalt roads or whatever, and not a lot of shade. So it actually ended up getting to be a very hot course to run on. And I was warned that from a couple athletes a few weeks prior to the race. They were just saying that the run's very hot, so you gotta watch yourself there. So I think that was in my head during my training, and that's why I upped my sodium intake and all that during this race. So I think that actually played a big part. So I'm gonna say it, the run's a hot run, and yeah, take in your sodium, electrolytes, and all that, and just be prepared for a hot run, because it was. So I think that did get quite a few people. But anyway, so yeah, I do my first mile. My first mile was a 6-minute 53-second pace, which is right on par with what I wanted to do. I wanted to try to break an hour 30-minute half marathon time for this, because I've been close, but that was the goal for this race in particular. So, and that would be 6-minute 52-second times. So I started just clicking off my miles. I think my next miles were like 6:45s, some 6:40s or whatever, just around that area. Pretty much the whole race. I really don't know much to say about the run. Every aid station, I was taking in ice. They had ice every aid station, so I put it in my tri-suit. I got little pockets in my tri-suit, so I just have the ice all over me. That helped a ton. Water every aid station. I did start the run with a bottle with my carb mix in there, and yeah, I was popping a couple salt tablets. So, and then I was taking in the Morton gels too. That's pretty much what most of my fueling was the gels. So I was getting about, I think, 75 grams of carbs an hour there, and still sticking with like that 800 milligrams of sodium an hour. And yeah, just every aid station grabbed that ice. And I think that really played a big part in how successful this run was for me. So yeah, that was cool. And then another thing that was really cool was the local community really supports this event. So there was crowd support pretty much the whole run. And they had like their sprinklers out, their water hoses and all that, just kind of cheering you on and cooling you off or whatever. So that was really cool to have community support there too. Made this race really fun for me. But yeah, I don't really know what else to say about the run as far as advice goes or whatever. For me personally, this was probably the best run of my life, I'd say. It was well, I got to the finish, I pretty much logged every mile around 6:40 pace, and the goal was 6:52. So, you know, 6:40 pace, and then I got to where, you know, 5K to go. Okay, let me turn it up a little bit. So I did, you know, maybe 6:39s or something. And then my last mile, I'm like, I feel great. My ankle held together. My body feels great. I had like more energy in the tank. So I think my last mile was a 6:20. I just, whatever, I'm making it to the finish. Let me make this good. And I did. So I ran a 6:20 to the finish, just running down the finish chute, feeling that strong. There's no better feeling than that. You like did it. So, you know, as soon as I crossed the finish, I'm just so happy. Like, that was I think I have the time here, 1 hour 27 minute 25 second run time. So that's my half marathon PR, like a standalone half marathon PR. I haven't done a half marathon in a while, but that's the best I've ever done. So I think by maybe 20 seconds or so. So it's like, okay, that went very good for me. That was definitely a good time. And yeah, I get my medal. You know, she puts the medal on me here, and I turn around and I see my finish time. My goal for the race was to sub 4 hour 30 minute the race, and I turn around and I see 4 hour 30 minute 59 second, and I just, damn, like, it's hard to have that good of a performance. Like in my head, like that was a 3-minute bike PR. That was a 4-minute run PR from, you know, my 70.3 times. Like this is going to be like a 4-hour, 27-minute half Ironman, like for sure. Awesome. And then I see that time and I'm like, the swim did me dirty. So whatever. But yeah, so that is my Eagleman 70.3 race. That's how it went for me. That is still a PR for me. The 4-hour, 30-minute, 59-second. That is I believe it's a 45-second PR. So still happy with that. Still very proud of that. And that's without a wetsuit. So yeah, so that race, that gave me 8th in my age group and 37th overall of, I think, 2,200 athletes, or maybe 1,900 finishers. So pretty good. This is the third 70.3 I've done, and I've been 8th in my age group 3 times. So Mr. Consistent here, but we're gonna get on the podium here soon, once I learn to swim. But anyways, I'm happy with that. The goal was to hopefully podium, and I wanted to get a world championship qualification slot. So we did. We got that. So very happy with that. We are going to New Zealand. Very happy. So just with how this race went, how strong I finished that. In fact, during the run, my head was just saying, like, this is a world championship, like, run performance right now. Like, I know I have more to give. I'm going to be able to train more. My body's holding up. I'm going to be able to push it. So I was very happy with being able to get that slot during the weekend there. And yeah, we have another race on the schedule for 2024. New Zealand is December 14th and 15th of this year. So we got a long season going, but I'm so happy and I'm very proud of that. I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, don't know what else to say about it. So as far as my thoughts on this race overall, Eagleman 70.3, I loved it. Definitely recommend it. If you're thinking about it, sign up for it, because it was a great race, great community, great crowd support. The volunteers, the race officials and all that, race director, awesome. You know, they put out a lot of info before the race, really kind of showed you the course and all that. For the swim, they had us a little practice area a couple days before the race. We were allowed to swim in, whatever, at our own risk or what have you. The swim course, I thought it was fine. You know, nothing really bad to say about it. They can't control the currents and all that. So my swim was on par with where I should be. The bike course, nice and fast. If you want a fast bike, this is a good one. If you don't like climbing, this is a good one. If you don't like drafting, this is a good one, because I feel like everybody raced pretty fair. So I was happy to see that. Nothing pisses me off more than people drafting on the bike. So I can't say that enough. But anyways, awesome bike course. And then the run course, I thought it was awesome, just running through the neighborhoods with the, you know, crowd and the community all just out watching and all that, cheering for you. Really good. The aid stations, awesome. Everything was stocked up well. Ice was awesome. Yeah, I really enjoyed the course. The run was hot. I'll say that again. The run did get hot. But if you just stay on top of your hydration, your electrolytes and all that, you can do very well. Monitor yourself, monitor your body, your pace, your heart rate, all the data. You can do very well here. So I think that this is a great course if you're shooting for a great time. Yeah, this is it. All right, so that is a wrap on my Eagleman 70.3 race recap. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something. If not, whatever. I just enjoy putting these out there. But anyways, try to keep it fun. And yeah, that's it. I always appreciate, my future self appreciates myself now for putting these out there, because I like going back and just seeing some of the excitement I have with a lot of this. I don't know, kind of motivates me a little bit. I guess it's weird to say, but I really do enjoy this stuff, and I enjoy seeing myself enjoy it, if that makes sense. If not, whatever. doesn't matter. But anyways, so what's next? This weekend, I'm going to Chattanooga, Tennessee with my buddy Mike, who I train with all the time. He's in some of these videos. We're going to do the Publix Waterfront Olympic Triathlon. So, and that is going to gear us up for, we're both doing the full Ironman in Chattanooga, September 29th. So that's where a lot of these videos are going to lead towards, is full Ironman training and a lot of that whole process and whatnot. The workouts and all that, they'll ramp up, and yeah, just kind of follow along for more, I guess, with that. And then we're going to do some other fun tries too. We got the Pan Am Games in Cleveland coming up, Tri-Clee coming up. I'm an ambassador for that. We're going to get into that a little bit more. We got some cool tri-suits coming for that, so I'm going to look decked out in the Tri-Clee gear. It's going to be sick. I've already seen like a little snapshot of what they look like, and they're cool. So excited for that. So if you just came across this video and you're interested in some other stuff that I have going on, I do these weekly training vlogs, which they were leading up to Eagleman 70.3, which this was my first A race of the year. They're going to continue on into IRONMAN Chattanooga in September. So it's a different dynamic video than this, kind of just vlog style, day by day type training. And then they're probably going to go into World Championships in December. We'll just keep it rolling there, you know, unless they start getting stale for me. But I try to keep it fun, try not to dive into too much data and all that, just kind of some daily life of a triathlete type activities. But yeah, so just looking forward to continuing on with that. I find them fun, and I get some good feedback from people every now and then too. So I appreciate anybody following along with that. And with that being said, this is starting to be a pretty long-winded video, so we're going to make that a wrap of this Eagleman 70.3 race recap. Thanks for tuning in.